So I'll be giving very crisp overview on this. So how the environments will be. Like there will be development environment, test environment, and production environment. So these are the three environments in a broader view. Every project, whichever you're working, I mean, you might be developer or tester or a production support person. So you will definitely, I mean, the application have to definitely go through at least these three phases. Okay. Suppose, so you guys have written the prime number program. Okay. The prime number program, which is written in your local. So that is in your local now, local environment. Okay. So suppose if I wanted to access your program, like I want to give, I can say that Datta has written a program, right, where we have to hard code, right, Datta? You have written like 10, you have to enter in your
Yes.
in your program directly, right? Then it will be printing 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. up to 10 numbers, right? So suppose if I want to enter, I mean, if I want to access that program, how can I access? Right? So to access that, I need to have some place where I can access, be it an application or at website. So some access I need to have, or a web application, something like that, so that when I give 10 number to that particular application, it has to return all these numbers to me. Okay. So that is something we are going to look for it now. But coming to this development, test, and production environment, so suppose once this program is ready in your local environment, right? So if it is still in your local environment, you cannot, I mean, the business cannot be done with that particular application, which is in your local. So to get the business, so how you have seen a calculator app is there. So the calculator app is in your phone. So it is in your phone because of someone has developed before it comes to your phone, right? So the development has happened before it comes to the phone, and so that is where the app which is there in your phone is something we will call it as production, right? So we will be hearing many places like um, like um, if any product is developed, and if any product is products have been building, suppose a soap manufacturing, or a I can say, what is that, some detergent manufacturing, or some uh, electronics manufacturing, or a laptop manufacturing. So production, we call it as something like a real-time environment, right? So if a product is developed, tested, and released for production, is something where a public is going to face this product. So that is the environment, we call it as production. Okay. Suppose you see directly the Facebook application now, or Gmail application, or a custom Instagram app you see in your phone. So they are all ready in production now. Like if you go to a Bank of America application, BOFA application, so the application is running, which is seeing, which is in front of public, is called the production application. Okay. And before it comes to production, there has to be a lot of hassles has to go through. I mean, before it released to publication. We can, because the program which we have written today, like first 10 prime numbers, cannot be directly released to production, right? So we have to test it. We have to fix if there are any issues, and if there are any specific business related enhancements that we have to do before releasing to production, we have to fix, do them, or correct them, all of them, and then deploy it to production. So that way, so whatever application that we develop in our local, first it has to be deployed to development, test it there. So this is the developer's role here. And then once it is deployed to dev and everything works fine here, and developer confirms that it is working fine, then we have to deploy it to testing. Here the tester's job will be coming in. So they have to test the application, whether it is meeting up to the business standards, or the test cases they have their they have given by their business leads. Okay, they have to do the manual testing, automation testing, performance testing, user acceptance testing. There is a lot of test phases that depends totally on how the company or the project want to release that application to production. So there will be this here, the testers roles. Okay, so that can be, there are several kinds of testing: user acceptance testing, quality acceptance testing, or performance testing, load testing, several others. That depends on environment that you are going to work, and the production. So once all this testing has been done and everything is working fine, then that has to be deployed to production. And here you see some job roles like production support roles. So if any issue occurs, I mean, for us, if we see any problem while doing a transaction from person A to person B, and if the transaction has been failed, or money deducted, it is not returned to you, or it is not credited to the beneficiary as well, so then you'll be raising a complaint by calling customer care. So they will be working with their technical team in the background, who is going to be a production support team. The production support team will be working on fixing the issues, and if up to their level, if it is still not, if they cannot be resolving the issues from at their level, so they have to reach out to at the end to the developers back. Okay, and then developers again fix the issues in their development environment or in their local environment first by replicating the issue, and deploy that code back to test environment. Testers will be testing that problem is resolved or not. And then once the problem is resolved, then that is again deployed to production. So this is the life cycle that every software development companies will be following during their life cycle. So that is about an overview. So if you are not clear, or if you have any doubts, we can clarify on this life cycle part.
I understood now.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So why we came to all this explanation? Because suppose if we want to pass 10 as a variable to your program, assume that the program which Datta has written today is went to production. Okay. And an external party want to know first 10 prime numbers. Yeah, the program can return the first 10 prime numbers, because the program is written in such a way that however you execute, anytime you execute, it is going to give first 10 natural numbers. Okay. Suppose if you want to get, sorry, not natural numbers, first 10 prime numbers. Suppose if it is deployed to production and if someone wants like first 100 prime numbers, so then what we have to do as part
We'll
of
have
this
to
let's
change, we'll have to change the value of n.
yeah, value of n where in the program, right?
Yeah.
So then what we have to do,
Then we'll have to call that number.
okay, let me ask Datta to share your program. Datta, can you present your screen for a while? Yeah.
Yeah, just Kalyan, I actually my technology expiration is finished, so I downloaded the community edition. But I have the code. If you want me to share in the Google Meet, I can.
Okay. Maybe Kiran, you can share your screen. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone's program is
Yeah.
fine.
Yes, Kalyan, just a second.
Okay.
Do you want me to overshare the IntelliJ or?
Yeah, IntelliJ is fine.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah. Now, hope
I
everyone can
changed
see
the code,
screen,
Kalyan.
right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're changing when I was explaining the class?
No, I mean when Datta is sharing the screen and also after you started explaining the class, I
Okay.
stopped there.
Okay. Let me see. Hope everyone can see the screen, right?
Yeah. Can you see the screen or no, Kalyan?
I can see the screen.
Okay.
Now, so here the prime number that n value is 100, right? Okay. Now the program will work for first 100 prime numbers. Suppose.
No.
Okay. Maybe it's not working. Is it still?
No, Kalyan.
Okay. You can show the other program, or you have corrected the existing
Okay,
code.
just a second. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it will work now.
Line number 29. Can you try now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is saying 13 is prime number. So let's recreate the scenario for our case. Like, so if we want to see 16 as the number, So then what Datta is doing, sorry, what Kiran is doing here to enter this value as 16. Okay. And then save this program. Okay. And then again test it to see if 16 is a prime number or not. Okay. So it is giving the appropriate answer. Assume this code is went to production. Okay. And if at all, if someone want to see this program with several other dynamic values, so we cannot keep changing the code every minute or every second to correct the code, deploy it to development environment, or deploy it to test environment, and deploy to production environment, right? So this is not a good approach or model of doing the development. So if we wanted to maintain any dynamic values, suppose if a number want to be tested by someone, so we have to leave that particular number to external party to enter at any time. Okay. So suppose if I want to test this program, so this program has to be enabled in a way that anytime it can accept any value and give whether that is going to be a prime number or not, and return whether that is going to be a prime number or not. So like that, so you have to ask to give a number to validate whether that particular number is prime number or not. So assume if we are giving an external party, so now let's see that. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Thank you. Kiran. Okay. Here the program has written in a way that, so number 10 is entered and we are trying to print the value of in rupees, right? Suppose if I want to know a value, so like Google is giving now, right? If I go to Google and type dollar to INR conversion, so it is asking us to give a value. So it's not like taking a 10 or 12 on its own and calculating the INR rupees or Indian rupees. So that is how we have to ask for. So to ask like that, there is a Java API class which will be helping us to do so. That is scanner class. So I'll explain you in detail about how the scanner class is working here. You can ignore some unknown terminologies for a while and just focus on how we are taking the input external. Okay. Let me execute this program. Okay, let me write little meaningful. So you see here, now it's asking for to enter a dollar count, which you want to convert. Yeah. Suppose now if I'm entering $30, so it's going to give us a value. Okay, sorry. So that is the problem with hard coding. So you should never hard code any values in the program that are necessary to be dynamic in our real-time environment. I'm running the program. Okay. Suppose, yeah, let's assume I'm entering your $6,000. So if it is $6,000, the INR for $6,000 is this much amount. So that is how the program is working. So this program, if you deploy to production, if someone want to see the INR value for the dollars that they wanted to enter, our program is asking for dollars count, and it is calculating internally how much it is going to be in INR and returning the value. So that is why to get this dynamic, to collect the dynamic entries from external user, so we need to use this library here, this scanner class. So now we don't have any problem if we deploy this application to any environment anywhere, and even you see this in our phone. And if at all we get all the domain access, if we purchase or if we are authorized or get access to release an application, we can simply release an application that will take a value of $6,000 and calculate the INR and return it back. And there is no problem with it until we wanted to enhance the program, right? So we can deploy it to production. Then this can be moved to production. And if there is any problem there, obviously we can fix and redeploy it, right? So that is where that is how the dynamism to our program have to be included. Okay. So now you can take this assignment as part of the first n natural numbers which I have told, right? So the n natural number n has to be taken dynamically from the screen. I mean, you have to ask the end user to give the n number and take that number and then calculate, do your logic to return first n prime numbers. Okay. I mean, using this approach, you can do any kind of logic which you want to take it from the user and calculate and return back to the screen. Okay. So let's see what is the scanner class is doing here now. Okay. Scanner class is basically taking an argument. Okay. Before covering this, let me explain you what is this argument here means. Okay. You can see the arguments for methods. Okay. And for methods like this, println is accepting a string, and println here is accepting a string, and nextInt is not accepting any strings. Okay. These are method parameters. But after you write new keyword and there is a class name, then you are accepting a parameters here, which is called constructor. Okay. So as part of our session, moving forward, with the next topic, which is constructor. Let me share my screen with the notes. We have seen how the Java API docs will be in the IntelliJ IDEA, and we have seen scanner, but I'll cover that in detail little later as well. So I'm going to take constructor now. Constructor, or there are argumented constructors or no argument constructors. Okay. So suppose if you see constructor with a double parenthesis after the class name, okay, is no argument constructor. And if you see class name with some arguments like a string value or integer value, so these are called as argumented constructors. So, and why we need a constructor? Anyone have any idea? So constructor we need for initializing the object. So this is the one line purpose for a constructor. Okay. Suppose if you're how to instantiate a class. So this is something I've explained. I've given yesterday in a cloud while we are writing a program. So how to define or instantiate an object. For instantiating an object, we are using a new keyword with small n at the beginning. Okay. New space class name. And then arguments. Sim. Okay. So this is the syntax to instantiate the class. Okay. While instantiating the class, if you write new class name like scanner and then put without arguments, that is one way of instantiation. And if you write new space scanner of system.in is one way of instantiating. And suppose you have seen yesterday like println or println. It's not. New string of is one way of instantiating the string object. And then there is a new string of like if we write some name here. Okay, this is one way of instantiating the string object. So instantiation is common here if you put a new keyword and then if you write class name and parenthesis. If you don't put a parenthesis, it's going to be instantiated object without any arguments. So there is no initialization required in that way. Suppose if a class is expecting an initialization to be happen at the beginning of the while you are instantiating this class, so then you have to definitely pass this arguments to that. So how to know whether a class is expecting an instantiation at the beginning or not. Okay, so that is why we will go to this Java docs now again. I have shown you Java docs previously using IntelliJ. Now I will go to a new tab to show you how that is. That will be here. So just go to Google. And here you can search like which class you want to see, like the scanner class now. Whichever class you want to see, type that class name, scanner, like Java docs. Okay, just type like this, any class name and the docs you want. Okay, and the Java docs is common for everything. Then enter it. You see Oracle Help Center link that you will be getting, or better, you can open Java Platform SE8. Okay, so when you open this, these are the official Oracle stuff. So you can refer to this for any latest updates. So they'll be updating. These are we call them as Java docs. So they are publishing the details about each and every class which Java is exposing using these documents. Okay. So you have to be referring these documents, how to use this class and what all the methods will be there in this class, etc. Okay. So now I'm walking you through. I mean, there will be a lot of explanation here. So to make you understand how this docs works, so you see any class, if you go into it, you can see down the line there is a section called constructor summary. So like I explained in our what is this notes previously. So there is a possibility that we can have no argument constructor and argument constructor with one or two arguments like that, right? So in this class, for scanner class, we have scanner expecting file as a parameter, file and string as a parameter, input stream as a parameter, etc. Like this, they are expecting a lot of in all various kinds of constructors. So they are expecting something as input to be passed, right? There is no default constructor here. Like similar way, we go with string now. Suppose if I go to string Java docs. So same way I'm clicking string Java platform SE8. Are you able to see my screen?
No,
That's scanner Java docs. That one on the page.
it's a Google page.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I'm clicking it here. Okay, now hope you should be able to see it. Right?
Yes, Kalyan.
Yeah. Here you see there are several constructors in scanner. You see constructor summary. So this is Oracle docs. Okay. So scanner class, they'll be Oracle has been given all these documents here, all this documentation about scanner class. So you can refer to these things whenever there is a necessity. I mean, it is good practice at the beginning because you have just started learning it. So whatever class or method you write, right, you can directly go to Google and search for that class, see the method description, what Oracle is saying over it. Okay, Oracle is explain about that method in this Oracle docs. Suppose right now I'm explaining, so I have written scanner constructor and using system.in in our program, right? So let me text you. I'm just texting you 2 lines of code in the chart. So you can refer to that during my explanation. Okay. Hope you got my ping read.
Yes, Kalyan.
Yeah. You see the scanner SC is equal to new scanner. So new scanner is something like instantiation logic. When we are instantiating the scanner object, in the braces, we passed what we passed? System.in. Okay. So again, system.in. So can anyone explain what should be in here? So why are we able to call system.in? Anyone? Okay. You see here system.in, right? So let me go to system class now. Let's see what is it showing there. Again, so before scanner, you can have it in memory, like there is a constructor which is expecting input stream as a parameter. Okay, in our logic which I have pinged you in the chat, so I am using scanner with input stream and source. So input stream is a source, right? So that is where we are passing the input to we are enabling an input stream for scanner class. Okay, so that using that, whatever input that we are giving, they are collecting it. Okay, so here scanner class is expecting this input stream parameter to be passed into it. Okay, how are we passing this input stream parameter? So that is where I'm about to walk you through the system Oracle docs, system Java docs. Again, so same way, I'm clicking on system platform Java SE8. So you see here, the method is there should be in. You see here, static input stream in. There is a field summary. The field static field is there in the system class, and that is of in. As it is in variable is static, so we are just calling with a class name system.in. And what is this in is going to return us, which is input stream. So that input stream is something that we are passing here for scanner. For scanner, input stream is a source they are expecting, and that is something we are passing as system.in in the scanner. So that so when we are passing system.in to the scanner, so then they will be getting an access to the stream. Okay, how the stream is working here? Let me take a page. You can stop me and ask any simple question, no matter what it is. So Java Dex. Okay, you see here, scanner has a lot of constructors. So that is where you need to understand about the constructor topic. Okay, what constructor is doing? Yeah, you are assuming that we are passing some object to scanner SSC. Okay, up to there, you're clear, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay, we are passing new scanner of system.in. Okay, so whatever in the brackets that I'm writing here, system.in, is not something that we are directly assigning to SSC. Okay, that is wrong. So we are assigning whole object to SSC. Okay, we are assigning a scanner object to SC. SC is something of type scanner.
Yeah.
Okay, like we discussed about data types yesterday, right?
Yes.
So we will have integers, float, string object. So if you write any class before any variable, so that variable is of type that class, type of that class. Okay, now the class is scanner. So SC is of type scanner. So we have to pass an object of type scanner. So that is why we are instantiating new scanner. So now the system.in is something that I am passing to this parenthesis because scanner is expecting something to be passed to its for its initialization. Okay, the scanner class cannot be instantiated directly like how we write. I'm just bringing a new another line of code, so every one of you can be should be looking at this chat window. String str is equals to new string. So you can see this line of code. String str is equal to new string. So considering your understanding, Mabindu, which you said, we are passing system.in and we are trying to assign system.in to SC, right? So if that is the understanding, so what is that something we are passing here? String str is equal to new string. Right? If that is the case, we are not passing anything to str, is it? No?
Yes.
Yeah, that is wrong. So we are passing new string, a string object to str. So whatever is there right side to the equals to symbol is all that we are assigning to the left side variable. Anytime. Okay. Be it new string parenthesis without any parenthesis or new scanner with parenthesis. So whatever is there in the parenthesis doesn't matter that you are getting to this variable. Okay. So finally, you are getting an instance of scanner object to this variable. But what is this instance is something depends on whatever you're passing here. And that is also something depends on whatever this class is expecting to be instantiated. Okay. So if you want to instantiate any class, okay, you need to follow the guidelines based on the specific class constructors. Okay, you have to definitely keep this in mind. So when you are instantiating any class, you have to keep in mind that what are the constructors that particular class is expecting to be initialized. Okay, how the constructor declaration have to be made is totally depends on how this class is defined in the documents of Oracle. Okay, so let's go back to scanner class here. So as we agreed already, so the target is now we have to instantiate the scanner class. So as we discussed, we have to refer to the summary, constructor summary of that particular scanner class. So which way we need to instantiate this? So right now the agenda is we need to collect an input from the console. Okay. So to collect the input from the console, we need an input stream. Okay. That is why I'm going to this paint section here. So Himabindu, you're clear so far about the explanation, but the explanation
Yes.
is clear.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to be attentive a little more time. I'll be sharing this other screen. Okay, so we have discussed about printing something to the screen and correcting something to the screen. So when we have written in the chat, I'm printing another line of code, system.out.println of, if I write this. So I have explained at the beginning of the session, system.out is something is fetching the output stream. Okay. So which is a print stream object. Streams or something which are very important concepts in Java as well. So, but in real time, you might be necessarily needing them. So, a stream is basically how it will be used. Hope my screen is visible, right? Okay. So assume that a stream is kind of a pipe. Okay. So we are just connecting a pipe to our program. I mean, so the middle block here. Okay. We need a variable from the console that someone is entering. Suppose in my case, I have entered, hope you all remember that I have entered $6,000 as the input. Okay. So $6,000 is something I'm entering to the screen here. I can write here. And that $6,000, which I have entered, is injected into this input stream. Okay. That is being injected input stream, and this entered $6,000 has been injected to the program with our scanner. Okay. So whatever the value that is entered, that is on the console screen. So now what our scanner is doing is accepting a input stream. Okay, scanner is initialized with an input stream. So anything that is entered here, so which will be available for the scanner through the input stream. So system is something, the machine on which your program is executing. Okay, you can remember that Java is representing a system class in a way that, so that is representing a machine on which that particular program is being executed. So now in my case, the system class is representing my laptop. Okay, so whatever is 6,000 value which I'm entering onto the console there is already pointed by my program to collect it. Okay. And the value which I have entered there is being collected and have an access with my scanner. Okay. Scanner SC is equals to new scanner of system.in. And later on, by executing this sc.nextInt, I'm just storing that particular value which have access already to my scanner pointer, and then I'm collecting this value by writing this logic. So after this execution of nextInt, then it is asking for input. The entered value is being passed through the input stream, and it's being stored in my variable called int number. Okay. And then my program is executing the logic for the value which is entered. Suppose I'm converting into dollars. Sorry, converting into rupees. And then with output stream that we are writing, so what is the output stream? Where are we writing the output stream? Something in the program only again, like system. So again, it is system. So system means what? Is my laptop in this case. Okay. So I'm writing println of the INR, rupees, suppose. So my program has to have a rupees evaluation already, and that is something I'm printing to this system. So system.out is something my laptop's, out is something a print stream. So the arrow mark you can assume, and println, print the output to the stream. So with 6,000 value which is entered to the screen is being taken into the program using these lines and evaluated in the program and returned back to the screen using the using the print stream object, print stream class. So that is something about the explanation so far with my program. Any doubts on this? Are we good to move ahead? Okay. I think I can move ahead. Then let me see what I can start with as my next topic. So I have covered scanner and before that constructor. So then to start with next concept. And the next thing is exceptions. So exceptions is something an abnormal behavior of the program which we are executing. Okay. So the abnormal behavior of the program. So how to handle that particular abnormal behavior is something the exception concept with the Java program. So if you feel anywhere any exception is going to happen in your code, then you have to either write that particular exception or with respect to try catch blocks, or you have to declare throws keyword. Using throws keyword, you have to declare the method in the method declaration. Okay. So you can see in our yesterday's class at the beginning, method signature. So here I have written exceptions, right? So in the method signature, you can see anywhere there will be, if any possibility of error happening from that particular method, so that should be declared in the method definition. So let me walk you with an example. In the Java docs. Okay. So suppose if in the scanner class, okay. So the method which I have used is sc.nextInt, right? So let me search with nextInt method. Here is the nextInt method. See what is this nextInt is saying? Scans the next token of the input as an integer. An invocation of this method of the form nextInt behaves in exactly the same way as invocation of nextInt of radix. So this is something about the nextInt explanation. And it is also saying what is that it is returning. Okay. The int scanned from the input. So the integer element which is scanned from the input is being returned. And throws keyword, which I've just written in the in our notes. The throws keyword is something which is going to represent the errors, okay, or exceptions that this particular method is going to be raising. Okay, so this is how the method definition has to be. Okay, the access specifier, return type, as it is not mentioned either static or non-static, then we have to assume it as non-static method. And nextInt is a method name. There are no parameters to this, and it is going to throw this kind of exceptions. Okay, so you have to understand like that how a method will be behaving, looking at this method summary of the documents here in the Oracle. Sorry, in the Oracle docs of the scanner class or any class like that. So going back to an explanation. So here, before writing this exceptions, we have to mention like throws keyword. Okay, which indicates that this method might throw these exceptions. So please be aware about it. So something about that, this is going to indicate us. Okay, Suppose, let me show you with the help of a program how an exception will be handled, or what should we do when an exception is occurring. So I have written this code, right? So let me write another class. Class name is calculator. And the main method, same way I'm writing scanner SC is equal to new scanner of system.in. So as a scanner class is not available here, import java.util.scanner. So with this import statement, we are getting access to the scanner class. And then I'm writing next int method to collect the input from the console, which is integer number. And the collected input I'm passing to a method call so here there are rupees, assuming the entered value is going to be a rupees. Okay, so I need to get the dollars as a response. Okay, so that should be of integer dollars, and at the end I'm just printing the dollars for rupees are dollars. Okay, so this get dollars. So let me write this method here. Get dollars. I'm just writing it as public static method because we don't want to instantiate it again. So can anyone answer what is the return type that I can write here? Parameter which I need to collect here is teaser. Any answer? No idea? So what should I write here at my question mark?
Boolean. Sorry.
Boolean?
No, it will be a void type.
Void type? Okay. See this here, get dollars. So that is a method name, right? So
Yeah.
get dollars is expecting. So what the output of execution of get dollars of rupees is something we are assigning to dollars variable, right? So this dollars variable of which type? So the type of dollars variable here represented by
Integer.
the integer here. So the execution, the output of this get dollars method should be of integer. Okay. Okay. As this is needed to be an integer, so the get dollars return type that we have to write here is also should be integer. Okay. So let me remove decimals for a while. Okay. So this is the program. Okay. So now I have to ask for rupees.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So can you also use double in case of in?
You want to use double instead of int?
Can we use double?
Yes, yes. You can use any type here. So instead of int, you can put all the primitive types like int, float, double. So that is all depends on the requirement that you have. Okay. Suppose I just wanted to avoid decimals for a while and so that is why I've kept int here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because all the time it changes, right? Like 80, 82 point something. So.
Yes, that is what you can change it here. Okay. I mean, you can change the type of this one. So here, yeah, I'm asking for it. So let me execute it. It's asking for enter rupees. Suppose 3 lakhs. So roughly it is going to be $3614. Okay, so that is the output that we are getting. Suppose in this case, let me execute this again. It's asking for rupees. If I'm entering ₹3 lakh. Okay, 3 lakhs. Let me write 3 lakhs. So let's see how our program will be responding with. It is giving an error.
You should give a numeric value.
Yes, correct. So we have to keep the numeric value. But this is something we cannot control the end user, right? So 3 lakh is something entered by an end user. So we are just asking enter rupees. We don't know how the end user is going to enter. So he can enter the numbers, he can enter characters, he can enter digits. I mean, he can enter what do you say this? String, however he want, right? So we have to restrict the end user to enter the value. Okay, so that is where you see front-end validations in the UI, or you see server validations from the backend, etc. And in case, even though we restrict the user to enter the specific value, and if he's still entering a wrong value, so then in that case, so we have to properly handle the exceptions in our code. Okay. So for this scenario, as they are entering 3 lakhs as a string here, and it is saying that input mismatch exception. Okay. So if we are taking next int, let's go to the scanner. Next int method. Okay, I think I can walk you here only. So let's go to next int method here. See, in the documents here, it is written like next int throws input mismatch exception. They have written like, so if you are not properly handling this, there is a possibility that you're going to get this exception. Out of these 3, any of these exceptions, okay, you might have get. Okay. In our case, now we have not properly passing the value. I mean, the end user is not properly passing the value. That is why we got this input mismatch exception. So that is why I'm saying this documents or everything. So you have to, you can refer these documents for every method or logic that we are writing. So it will be explaining all the things, whatever you need to write for your program. So let's continue in the next session, how to deal with these exceptions, okay, from this program here, okay, how this exception will be handled. So with try catch, and when we have to use throw, and what is throws. Throws is something which we have already seen in the explanation here. Throws input exception. So throws is the keyword that we use in the method definition, which will be indicating that what are the exceptions that this particular method is going to raise it. Okay, and what is checked and unchecked exception. So all these concepts we'll be covering up to in the next class. So up to now, you should be clear what is exception, right? An abnormal case of the program, we can call it as an exception.